The woman pressed all the floor buttons in the elevator firmly, letting the man beside her clamp his hand around her neck. Even as the suffocating sensation surged like a tide, she remained rooted to the spot like a boulder. This was the first obstacle in her rebirth to prevent her daughter's murder. In her past life, it was this very man who, after being cheated on by her daughter's so-called best friend, sought revenge. That so-called friend, however, locked her daughter outside the apartment as a scapegoat, leading to her being stabbed to death. Afterwards, the friend's family felt no guilt. Instead, they cursed her daughter for deserving an early death. The friend's father even slammed her, who had come to demand answers, against a table corner, sending her into darkness alongside her daughter. Fate was kind, and she was reborn on the day her daughter was to die, with 5 hours left until the tragedy. Trembling, she called her daughter, but the voice on the other end belonged to the friend. The woman snapped instantly, "Stay away from my daughter." The call was abruptly cut off. She raced by car to the KTV near the school. In a private room there, the friend was cornered by her cheating ex-boyfriend, the would-be killer. Furious and screaming for revenge, the scumbag was offered a deal by the friend. "Let her stay with you for the night, and let me go." She took the powders he handed over, and when the girl returned to the room, secretly poured them into her cup. Just as the girl was about to take a sip, a waiter came in to refill drinks, and the cup was pushed aside, narrowly avoiding disaster. The two left the room, rushing past the woman who had rushed over. The girl finally got through to her mother, but before she could speak, the friend snatched the phone and hung up. The woman broke down completely. To avoid an oncoming car, she swerved sharply and crashed into a tree. When she opened her eyes again, only 90 minutes remained until her daughter's death. Ignoring her injuries, she stumbled out of the car, hailed a taxi, and rushed to the school dormitory. In the dorm, the girl's phone had just finished charging but wasn't yet turned on. The friend received a text from the scumbag saying, "You'll regret this," and begged the girl to go out and plead for her. The girl refused, telling her to hide at her off-campus apartment instead. However, as soon as the friend arrived at the apartment, she was pinned against the wall by the woman waiting there. "Where is my daughter?" At that moment, the scumbag called. The woman grabbed the phone, pressed for answers, and upon learning her daughter was still at school, immediately rushed back. The scumbag on the other end of the call, having heard enough to know the friend was at the girl's apartment, tucked a wrench into his pocket and headed over. Terrified, the friend called the girl in a panic, "Hurry to the apartment. Your mom's gone crazy." Hearing that her mother was furious, the girl sensed something was wrong and hurried off campus. At this moment, the woman was in a heated argument with the security guard at the school gate, desperate to get in to find her daughter. A race against death, set in the gap of a rebirth, was rushing toward an unknown end.